All right, let's do this.
One,
Oh, wow.
stop using a generic CV. It's as simple as that. Stop using a generic CV.
Oh, wow.
One of the time CVs your template. This is
I haven't
the
seen
CV
this
you
in
go to all the
ages.
time.
Like, the last time I
see it
saw
as Joe
this
Blogs
was
1.1
probably
CV or Joe Blogs
6 or
1.2 CV.
7
It
years ago
always
when I was
changes
putting
a
it on my
couple of
website.
things. When you
It was
apply
one of
for a
the
job, it
first
doesn't matter what job you
videos that
apply
I
for, your
did
CV should
that
be relevant
didn't
to that
go
job
on
application.
LinkedIn
Don't
per
send a
se.
generic CV.
I don't think it ever actually got
Send a
onto
CV
LinkedIn.
that pulls
But
up
what
on
it
your
did go
experiences
on to
and
was
the
my
skills to
website
match that job.
and definitely my YouTube
Apply.
channel, because it's on my
What we're trying
YouTube
to say
channel.
to you is use what you
This
know
was,
to
yeah,
build upon
I
your
don't think it was the
CV.
first
That's
video I
good
ever did.
at.
I think I
Add it, add
recorded
more,
months
and make
and
it
months of videos,
relevant
but
to
never
that job.
ever
And that will help you
pulled
stand
the trigger.
out a lot.
So if you're wondering what I'm doing in this video today, is I've been in business now 10 years. Thomas Lee Recruitment has been in business 10 years. And recruitment has changed. I think I've changed quite a lot in that time. I've done a lot of stuff. A few of you may know me from doing a lot of video around recruitment, done some comedy skits, done some podcasts, done some serious stuff, done a lot of talking about recruitment and how to get jobs and how to interview better and stuff like that. But as it's my 10-year anniversary and a little bit of a kind of reflection and going back through my history, I'm going to have a little look at my past videos and kind of where it went wrong and where it went right, and a little bit of a review. So here we go. Right, I'm going to stop it there for a second, okay? I thought I would be clever with a really cool comic starting to this. And I'll be honest with you, I think this took an entire freaking morning to film, just this little beginning sequence. And I don't think I used it ever again after this video. Hello and welcome to Mark's Recruitment Advice. This is hopefully going to be a regular kind of thing I'm going to do to give some advice to anyone that's looking for recruitment advice, whether you're a company, a person looking for a job, or even a recruitment consultant. Hey, that'd be interesting. This week I got a question of Steve, a really interesting question actually. He asks me, why are there so many different types of interview styles? How do you adapt to each different one? Because he's been... Right, Steve, okay, is a real person that asked me this question, and we were just on the phone chatting, and I thought, wow, well, this would make a really, really good video. So I made it into a video, and it took me, like I said, a morning to film that beginning sequence, and then the rest of the day to film this. I'm going to do this one because this is hilarious. So this one is February 2017. These, I don't think saw the light of day, but they're on my YouTube in a private kind of thing. And yeah, they're long and they're just not that good. As you can see, that starting sequence has disappeared.
In the recruitment industry, there's a word.
Why does it look like I'm selling you Windows?
Called return on investment. It's a word that is commonly used to say, I want to get some money out of you. The problem is with the word return on investment.
I don't know what I was on about. There's a lot. This is the problem when you start doing video for a business, and at the time there was really nothing to kind of show you what you're doing. Like there's no one out there doing it, so you're trying to, I don't know, be a pioneer or something, a pathfinder, whatever the hell you want to call it. And there's nothing to compare with. The only people to compare with at the time were the YouTubers that were doing really well, and they all looked like this. They all looked like really bad basic videos, and you look back at it now,
Is that
and you, yeah. So I did one on the second year of my business. So I never did a first year video. I went from year 2 onwards, and I think I did one for every single year. I'll have to double check whether I liked it or not. And I thought this is a great idea because this is the
This is the height of Stranger Things.
Is this the bit where you do that kind of funny bit?
This is right. So comedy videos I've tried to attempt to do in the past land or don't land. I don't know. My friend Will does. Will's Talent does fantastic comedy videos, absolutely fantastic. And I hate to say to Will that I attempted this long before he did, and unsuccessfully done it, in my humble opinion. But this is me doing my first ever comedy video.
The start, and then you cut through to the title sequence. Right?
By the way, there's no one there. I'm talking to myself.
This is the funny bit. So year 2 of Thomas Day Recruitment was...
I think this is the year I actually got the video editing software that I now needed more so than I think Windows' own editing software I was using at the time, and this one came with a few options to do with it. So yeah, I did this. This is my second year in business, and I always look at that one of my favourite years in business because you've made all the mistakes that you've made in the first year, and then in the second year you're making less of the mistakes and you start to do more of the right things. And I felt I did really well in that second year, and I was really pleased with myself. So that's why I thought I'll make a second year video, because the first year video I wasn't really doing video, so I couldn't do one. But yeah, I went off on this one as well. January the 10th, 2018. I'm getting a little bit better at these videos now.
Last week, I talked about the fourth industrial revolution and how it's sneaking into our jobs and our society already, from things like automated tills to robot vehicles. This week,
again, trying to be funny, and this one landed quite well at the time. I'm not sure, I'll have to look at the analytics of this one, but I did use... These ones started becoming part of my mailers.
I thought I'd talk about the human impact of that. Don't worry, I've not been replaced yet by a robot, although those times are coming.
I feel like I have. Okay. So over the next couple of months, I do videos regularly. I do them literally every month, and these are the videos that end up on LinkedIn quite a lot. I'm trying to find... So I kind of went down a serious route with it, and this is again they're very long, and this one particularly is pretty good, in my humble opinion at the time. By the way, this is me getting serious.
If your reason for leaving a job is to do with salary, and you haven't really had that conversation with the boss about a pay rise, then is leaving it to the point at which you're going to get offered.
So I'm going to be honest with you here. I still actually use these videos on my website, so they're still in the background churning out throughout my blogs and stuff like that. And I went through quite a fair few of them. I think I filmed about 15, 20 of these videos in different elements of the business. And a lot of these videos come in waves as well, so I'll have an idea of a series of videos, and some series worked well, and I think these ones worked well. So in that particular series, I had everything from the 55% rule for finding candidates, social media and a job hunt, thoughts on interviews, you own your career. There was quite a popular one. And then there was should you leave a job to find a job was another popular one as well. So there was quite a fair few, and they're still public. Failed ones. This is a failed system, right? This was meant for clients. This one's failed.
Day 4 of 10 tips over 10 days, and this is probably the one I've been looking forward to doing the most. Maybe I should have done this first, but this is kind of the one actually that I like to do the most, which is agency terms of business.
So I was trying to be clever with this series, and it was a series that was going through 10 days, 10 tips. I put them on LinkedIn as well. And my thought process behind this type of content was helping clients understand recruitment agencies better and work with recruitment agencies better. Look, you don't know if these things work because no one comes to you and says, oh, I watched those 10 tips and thank you for that, and here's a ton of business for you to work on. I think it's just, at the time I was just trying to be clever, I think, with the content and experimenting, I think, at the time.
So last week I was chatting to a candidate, preparing them for an interview this week, and they asked me a really interesting question, which is there a psychological thing you can do in an interview?
So they were really popular, and I don't know why they just suddenly changed. They got played a lot more off my website and on my YouTube than they did on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a moving buffet. So when you put video on LinkedIn, once it's on, it'll get its views, day later, gone. And you've got to come to terms with that. So that's why you've got to try to put loads on LinkedIn, and that's what I tried to do. One of the things. And then I did this, and this was immensely popular at the time. And I don't... This is going down that route straight away of, oh, comedy does work for these type of videos.
CV one-click kind of bullshit that's out there. Hope that makes help. Blah, blah, blah. That has come about. Applicants and candidates are on this level now. The reason for leaving a job, oh my god, what is this in?
I really enjoyed doing outtake videos. At the time, I wasn't very good at video, so I was always fluffing up. I think it would take about 15, 20 takes to make one kind of thing, and then like blend it in with editing and making things look better. Some videos was just beginning to end talking, but these were just the fluff at the end of it. I don't have any outtakes these days, mostly because when I do record a video, it tends to be 1 or 2 takes, and then I just edit them together. This is where I thought comedy really works in video, and I still think it does in some, comedy works in business videos, but I think it does sometimes, I guess. So we slide into, end of that year, yeah. There is an end of year video, actually, for year 3, and I don't know why I went this direction with it, but this is like, oh, you're doing this a little bit more serious now, Mark.
These 3 years I've been in business have been the most extraordinary 3 years of my life. Getting up in the morning and skipping into my office because I had business development to do that day. I've never skipped.
I love the fact I put at the bottom of this a film by Mark Hopkins, because I was starting to take myself a little bit too serious as a filmmaker here. It's crazy to reflect upon that.
To go and do business development. I've never enjoyed my job as much as I have. And it's recruitment. Recruitment is not an enjoyable job. It's quite a stressful job. You ask anyone in recruitment. But I don't think it's the recruitment that's making me enjoy it. It's the fact that I am doing what I want to do is the bit that I'm enjoying the most.
And one of the best videos I've ever produced for my business to clients was this video. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's still watched and hit quite hardly on my website. And my mailers, every time I send a mailer out with this, it has the highest, still the highest read rate on it as well. And this is the one, which is how to get better at interviews.
If you've got a candidate in front of you right now and you're interviewing them and you're thinking, is this person the right person, and how do I find that information out? You don't need to be Claude from The Apprentice. You don't need to be AC12's top interviewer. What you need to be is better at finding out information from someone.
And I don't know why it became popular, but it was a simplistic take on interviewing, because a lot of companies can overcomplicate interviewing, and I think that's why that resonated quite well with people. Again, that's on my website or on my YouTube as well, and if you want the link, just let me know. So yeah, 2019, I start something different, and then 2019, I do these videos.
So, how does an engine work in less than 1 minute? Well, suck, squeeze, bang, blow.
So how does an engine work? How does an aircraft fly? I think I did how does a bumblebee fly? I did what is electronics? I did a load of these 1 minute videos of how things work. Now, I haven't looked at the statistics of this since I've done these videos, if I'm honest with you. Because I did a load of them. I got a lot of great feedback. I mean, they're in the 90s and 100 views on there. which is quite extraordinary. But yeah, I did quite a fair few of them, and then I stopped doing them, which is mad. And I'll come back to when I did them again after that in a second. What the hell I was trying to achieve with a 4-year business model?
Yeah, so I'm Mark Hopkins, and this is my business, Thomas New Recruitment.
So I saw a recruiter on LinkedIn get an interview like this. This was like one of the first kind of serious interview kind of things that someone did about their business, and I thought I could do that. I could do a version of that. So I'm actually staring at the because I'm in my, at the time I was living in a house that was shaped like a pyramid. I'm in one of the spare rooms, which is my office, and I was staring at the door doing this interview. So with the video podcast that turned up on LinkedIn and turned up on YouTube as well, that I did, I had an audio podcast in the background, and I think by this point I must have interviewed about 30 people, various recruiters, lovely people, various conversations around recruitment and various other things as well. So this was my first video that I did, and it was with Will, who I just recently did a podcast with as well. So this is our podcast, and this was the first video podcast I ever done.
Hey Will, how you doing, man?
Good, Mark. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So are we at the end of this now? Can we say we're at the end of this whole?
Right, we weren't at the end of it. That was August 2020. Let's do that famous line.
Pandemic thing, or are we still in it?
I don't think so, no. I think until I can go into a pub and lick a stranger's face without fear of dying.
There is. You just literally, there's the line in the sand.
That was the famous line of licking a face that we were on about in that podcast. Then over the years, I did a few more of those podcasts. Over the year, I should say, did a few more of those podcasts. And then I did one, the Career Mandela Effect. And this was the start of, believe it or not, this video was the start of something that pushed me back into comedy videos.
Parallel universes? What? Who said that? What the hell is going on here? No, seriously. This is weird.
So that was the Career Mandela Effect. That video actually has got about 300 views on my YouTube. So it did hit popular. But also made me want to do this.
Aren't we supposed to be back in the office by now? What? Who said we're back in the office? I know, everyone seems to have gone back to the office. No. And when we could. Hang on, does that mean they're going to wear proper clothes from now on? Well, yeah, it would mean that. We could pretend. Oh, yeah. We could pretend. Yeah, I like the idea of pretending. We could pretend that we were back in the office. No, wait, do we have to? Come on, this is just absolute bullshit. Do we have to do this? Just asking.
The Markverse was an idea I came up, and admittedly, again, my ideas come from watching TikToks. At the time, it wasn't TikTok. I think at the time it was just Facebook and YouTube. And the Markverse came up at the time from watching a couple of YouTubes, and there was a couple of content creators at the time that was creating these multiverse like versions of themselves in a video. And it's not an uncommon thing. We've seen it for years in TV land as well. I thought I'd have a go, and I did a fair few of them. I'm going to just check how many I've done now whilst I'm talking. I did a fair few of them, so I think I did 2, 3, 4. I did five of them at once in 2021. But yeah, that was mad, absolute mad. And then I did this. So what I did there was I started a TV series. I started a YouTube series of me building the office that I'm sitting in at the moment from scratch. And I thought it would be a great video. And truth be told, with this video, I did it from the half term in October, thinking I can knock it up an office in a week. And then it took me 8 weeks around business, kids, and everything. And then I finished it about a week before Christmas. But the videos came out weekly, so I was building the office, filming at the same time, editing the video at the end of the week, and then posting it on the Monday of what I was doing. And it was so hard doing this myself. I've never built an office myself, but my engineering skills and my background in engineering came out, and I watched a load of YouTubes. YouTube is a brilliant place for if you want to do stuff like this. So yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
You know, there's one type of candidate archetype that is on the market at the moment that I get to see quite a lot.
And I'll be honest with you, when I start doing some of these videos in the last few years, subject matter's got more narrow and very difficult to talk about, because there's only so much now you can start talking about recruitment. But also, people are now watching you a little bit more if you've done a few years of recruitment. So you want to start standing out as much as you can and talking about other things. And this is one of the things. Have you ever wondered how the solar panel on your house works? Well, here is how it works in less than 1 minute. So I did another 1 minute video, and I think I did another 1 minute video as well, and I haven't continued the series. And that's a little failing by me, because 1 minute videos did actually get watched more by this point. So it's an interesting one, and I might have to bring back. And that's it, really. That's my 10 years of doing video for my business. Has it helped? Yeah, it's helped. People do approach me and talk to me about the videos they've just watched and the videos they've seen me do. It's been a crucial part of my business, if I'm honest with you, for years. It's been what I'm known for as well. I know a few podcasts I've been on, people mention this, is especially the Markverse or whatever it could be. And I'm thinking into 2026, I'm going to definitely continue doing more business, hopefully more business, more video as well. So yeah, hope you enjoy watching this. I'm sorry it's really, really long.